Hey guys, welcome back to Mina Earth. Today we're setting up a brand new home for some super adorable Oranda goldfish. These little round-faced swimmers are already still in the spotlight, so let's get into it. I started with the basics, an empty tank with a lot of potential. But when it comes to Orandas, you really gotta think ahead. These fish are messy eaters and they poop a lot. So I knew I had to be smart about every part of the setup. When it came to the rocks, I didn't want to go with small pebbles. Those can get stuck in the goldfish mouth. So I took a little trip to Lowe's and I found these large natural beach stones. They are so cute. This is exactly the look that I'm going for. I wanted to have that pond aesthetic inside of my fish tank. And this is a budget hack. They are way cheaper than aquarium decor and they look amazing inside the tank. Just make sure that they're natural and untreated. When you get home, rinse them off really well before putting them into your fish tank. For the substrate, I went with black sand. Not only does it look clean and sleek, but it's easier to vacuum and it keeps the mess from being super noticeable. Plus, it's soft on their bellies when they're sifting around on the bottom for food. So here I am just rinsing the rocks and the sand off. I decided to rinse off the rocks and the sand outside because I knew it was going to get a little messy. I like to cut a little top off of the plastic on the top of the bag in the sand and just stick the water hose right into the sand and squeeze the bag a little bit to make sure I'm even getting the sand at the bottom layers. For the rocks, this bag was really great because it already had some mini holes inside the plastic bag. So all I really had to do was stick in the water hose and then that water was shooting out of the holes in the bottom of the bag and the rocks really cleaned off so nicely. These rocks are so cute. I love the colors. It's gonna look so good inside the fish tank. Okay, so now that it's all done, it's time to aquascape. Alright, so now I'm laying down the black sand. I love using this because not only does it look clean and bold, but it really helps hide all the little messes goldfish love to leave behind. I'm starting heavier in the back of the tank and working my way forward. This creates a slope, nothing too dramatic, just enough to give it some depth. It makes the tank look bigger and it gives it more of that natural feel. I like to smooth it out as I go, pushing a little bit more sand towards the back corners. When you build up the back like this, it helps whatever you place back there, like taller plants or rocks, stand out more. It's a small detail, but it really changes the whole layout of your tank. Plus, when the water goes in, it settles a little bit, so starting with a good shape now saves time later. Now let's move on to the rocks. I put a little stone wall in the back with the larger rocks to create some type of structure, and then I scattered the rest around the bottom of the tank. It gives the tank a whole clean, natural look, and it gives the fish some areas to explore in. For plants, I decided to go with 2 Amazon swords, but instead of planting them directly into the sand, I put them into these net cups. Orandas love to root around in the substrate, and planting directly could lead to them digging the plants right back up and then floating. I didn't want my tank to look a mess. I wanted it to be sleek and aesthetic, so this is what I decided to go with. I added a large sponge filter to help clean the water and keep it full of oxygen. Goldfish need strong filtration because of how messy they are. Alright, so now for the stars of the show. I went to the pet store to originally buy feeder goldfish for the cheap, but that didn't work out because I saw these beautiful Oranda goldfish. I couldn't resist but to buy them. There were 2 in the tank, and for my tank size, there was a perfect fit. So of course I went ahead and bought them. After buying them, I brought them home, and of course I made sure to acclimate them slowly. So this is my first time keeping Oranda goldfish, and first I floated the bag on the top of the water to match the temperature that was inside of the tank so they don't get any shock. After I did that, I just gradually added some of this water into their bag for about 30 minutes. Once they were ready, I gently introduced them into their new tank. I scooped them out of the bag with a net, and I made sure not to get any of that bagged water inside of this new tank environment. And I also made sure that I let this tank cycle for about a week to build up the beneficial bacteria column. Orandas need space. Don't let these baby sizes fool you. These can grow up to 8 to 12 inches long, and they like to swim around a lot. The minimum tank size for one Oranda is typically 20 gallons, plus 10 to 20 gallons for an additional one. The bigger, the better, definitely with these guys. For feeding and care, they're omnivores, so their diet should be a mix of high-quality sinking pellets, some leafy greens like spinach or kale, and occasionally treats like bloodworms. Just make sure not to overfeed these fish because they tend to gulp in air while eating at the surface, which can cause swim bladder issues. So keeping your feeding light and consistent twice a day will make sure that these fish stay super healthy. Orandas are super interactive. They'll come right up to the glass and follow you around like a little underwater puppy. I'm already in love. I love these guys so much. I just sit in front of this tank. It's been like 10 minutes and I'm just sitting in front of this tank still admiring these beautiful goldfish. Alright guys, that's my Oranda goldfish tank setup from start to finish. If you're thinking about setting up a goldfish tank, I really hope this gave you some great ideas. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more aquarium content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!